Over the past 5 years or so, the trend for severely obese people to demand to be accepted as healthy has, like them, grown substantially. The momentum for ideas like all bodies are beautiful, fat is healthy, health at every size, is only gaining on us like that big boulder in Indiana Jones. Spend 5 minutes on TikTok and you will find yourself in an echo chamber of people telling each other how beautifully perfect they are, even though they are certainly not.
What I ate today is a fat. For breakfast, I had a double cheeseburger. Here's how many calories that they say it has, but I don't freaking believe them. I had some fries, a Diet Pepsi. I'm watching my figure, so I didn't eat it all. As you know, I've lost 12 pounds in over 70 days. Here's what I did not eat.
Tofu scramble and a tortilla. Giant beans and tomato sauce and a bagel. Chicken tenders. Pig in a blanket. Pizza roll.
And I'll be honest, when I found the person who this video is about, I thought they were going to be one of the worst of the worst. But I was wrong. I was really wrong. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce you to Casey. But before we do, this video is brought to you by Fume. Cold turkey might be good on sandwiches, but it's not the best way to break a bad habit. There are better ways, and I'm not talking hypnosis. We are talking about our sponsor today, Fume, and they look at the problem in a different way. So instead of a drastic, uncomfortable change, just remove the bad part of the habit. Fume is an innovative and award-nominated device that does just that. Instead of electronics, Fume is completely natural. Instead of vapor, Fume uses flavored air. And instead of harmful chemicals, Fume uses all natural, delicious flavors. This replaces your bad habit and has an adjustable airflow, so it's comfortable for everybody. There's plenty of cores with amazing flavors available, including some new cores like orange vanilla that's sweet and citrusy, raspberry lemon, and even sparkling grapefruit. It's light, it tastes good, and it replaces the damaging habit. Switching over to Fume is easy and enjoyable, and it has served over 100,000 people thus far. Join Fume in accelerating humanity's breakup from bad habits right now, ladies and gents. And pick up the Journey Pack today. Head to tryfume.com/Butterfield or scan the QR code and then use code Butterfield to get 10% off your Journey Pack today. That's tryfume.com/Butterfield and get involved in breaking your own bad habits. Thank you very much to everyone who joins this channel as a sponsor. You make these videos available. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet Casey, who this video is about.
Welcome to another day in the life of a 28-year-old Australian girl who weighs 265 kilos and is on a weight loss journey.
And when I heard her say that she weighs 265 kilos, I was absolutely shocked. And I was also expecting her to say how proud she was that she weighed that much, and she was going to tell us about everything she eats because she doesn't care and it doesn't matter what size you are. But no, she doesn't do that. She says she's on a journey, and just by saying that, she is the opposite to all of those other people that we make fun of on this channel and many others, and in real life as well. She is recognizing that she has an issue and she is going to change it. By the way, if you are from anywhere in the world that doesn't use kilos, 265 kilos is like, what is it, 400 pounds? 585 pounds I wrote down. Oh my God, that is big. That's 600 fucking pounds, man. That's crazy. But she knows that. She knows she's very big and she's going to address it. And that's fantastic.
I'll never claim to be perfect, and I'm still a long way from it, but I'm making small changes as we go. Every Monday morning I take my daughter to counselling. I always have to wake with a Red Bull because we've got an early start to the morning. And our routine has always been to go and get breakfast.
All right, so a big brekkie to start off. Now, depending on what diet you are doing or how you're changing your current diet, some people eat breakfast, some people don't. I, for one, don't. I never really have. I've never really enjoyed it. But for one, looking at what you're eating here, the Red Bull, why don't you just have a sugar-free one? That's fuck all calories. As for the hash brown and sausage and egg goodness, sure, you could have that maybe every now and then. Maybe on a Sunday morning to enjoy the weekend. Or for whenever it fits your macros or what daily limit of calories you have, depending on what weight you are and what you want to lose. But what I would suggest, personally, from my own weight loss experience, I'd say that a lower carb or keto diet is the way to go. I know there's a lot of people who really despise the keto diet and say, oh, it's bullshit, it's a lie, you don't need to do it. The reason it's good is because it's a great way to control calories. It's fantastic. I'm not trying to sell anything with the keto diet. It's all free. It's all available on the internet. I just really recommend it.
When I came home, I had a bagel, 37.5 grams of Philadelphia cream cheese, and I portioned out 50 grams of salmon onto the halves of the bagel. I'm not gonna lie, I was extremely hungry today, and I really found it quite difficult to get through the day.
One of my biggest problems when I was trying to lose weight was that I was always starving. And what do you do when you're starving? You don't sit down and have a big meal. You usually just snack, and then you're hungry again. So you snack again. All of a sudden, you've eaten all your daily calories and it's fucking lunchtime. Maybe it's a boredom thing, maybe it's an anxiety thing, or maybe it's just what you do because that's how you've conditioned yourself over your entire lifespan. And that's when I found how well the keto diet works for stuff like this. You're fuller for longer because you're eating so much fat, and that's what the keto diet is. It's high fat, pretty much zero carbs. You're full. It's satiating. You're not hungry, so you don't snack. Therefore, you eat less calories throughout the day, and you don't spend your entire day in a fucking cold sweat because you just want to eat a bit of turkey. Keeps you fuller for longer, then you'll naturally just lose weight over time.
It was quite challenging. I had one of the orange juices from YouFood.
All right, hot fat boy tip here. Don't drink your calories. Weight loss wise, it's a terrible way to go. Have your protein shakes and all that type of stuff. High protein is fantastic for muscle building and fat loss, but drinking your calories, not a great way to live your life. I tell you this though, the easy way is just to cut out sugar in the drinks that you're having. Just have Diet Coke. Sure, it might have aspartame, which if you drink a fucking tub full might give you autism or something, but in the small amounts that you have, you'll be fine. Unless you're about to go to the gym and do a heavy deadlift session, there's no need for that amount of glucose in your bloodstream. You don't need it.
And this next video is me just waiting to start dinner. Like I said, I was absolutely miserable. I also don't know how anyone can eat strawberries and make it look good because I just couldn't do it.
I just can't see her sticking to this diet. You look at it, I genuinely think if you're miserable, your adherence to a diet will just die in the ass. And I know that because I did carnivore a couple of weeks ago. I did it for like 5 days and I couldn't have coffee. I couldn't have a can of Diet Coke. I wanted to fucking rip my fucking scrotum off and throw it over the river. Now, I could have kept doing it if I knew that a medical problem that I could have could be benefited from it, and there probably was. But I knew that for weight loss, keto really suits me well, and that's why I went back to that. So I didn't just give up and start smashing fucking pies. I went back to keto. The lesson that everyone needs to learn if you're trying to lose weight is you need to stick with it for a long period of time. And you're just not going to do that if you don't enjoy the food. It's just the truth of the matter. I'm not talking a week or a month. I'm talking 6 to 8 to 12 months of being on this diet strictly, and then have a couple of months off. But you'll put weight back on because you'll go back to the shit way of eating. So realistically, this needs to be something you do for life. If you want, you can always have days off. But you can't go back to your former diet and think you're just gonna keep the weight off. It's not gonna work.
But I was really proud of myself because this was the first meal that I had cooked in a very long time. And it may not have been the healthiest, but I still stayed within my calorie range for the day.
Now that's great. She's in her range. Now you could argue that her range should be a lot lower. I probably would think it should be. What I think she might be doing wrong here is she's looking at her current weight rather than her goal weight. And if you look at your current weight, then you're going to be eating a whole lot more calories. Look at your goal weight and measure your calorie intake off that. But with 2,600 calories being her size, she will lose weight. But just make sure you change it as you come down in weight, otherwise you'll plateau.
And now I'm off to bed because that's my only way to ensure that I don't eat any more calories for the rest of the day.
Did you hear that? There is fucking fight in this lady. How good is this to see? It's so refreshing. This is literally a fight for her life. And she could easily have fallen into the trap of going, oh no, I'm perfect in every way. But she said, fuck that. I'm going to go and I'm going to change. How fucking good. Now she's going to face setbacks. And as I looked into Casey a little bit more, it turns out she does have a lot of setbacks coming her way. But I feel like she will overcome them. Setbacks like these. Here she explains that originally she lost a fair bit of weight, but then she says that life stresses got in the way and she put it all back on. And this is what people like the fat doctor talk about when they say diets don't work. She wants people to believe that there's nothing you can do about your size. But what happened here to Casey is she fell into the trap that many of us do. Like I mentioned before, she was on a diet, it was successful, and then she forgot what got her there in the first place. She went back to her original shit diet, and of course, if you return to your original shit diet, you'll be back in the shit place you were before. Obviously. It doesn't mean that diets don't work, it means that your diet isn't working for you.
I've been struggling with weight all my life, and I know that it's something that I need to do on my own, but I'm struggling, and I think it's my environment. I also think it's my ADHD, but I also think it's the fact that I actually just hate cooking.
Casey explains that she does have things in her way, what she calls limitations. But despite all that, she is going fucking hard and she's taking advice on board too, which is marvelous. As you watch how she changes her diet, it's actually quite inspiring. Here's someone who's faced so many challenges in her life. She is nearly 600 pounds, remember, but she's not giving up. And that's the big takeaway from Casey. It's so easy in our modern society to just give up. In fact, we are positioned in a way that people want us to give up. I'm really proud of her. I've never met her, but I'm fucking proud of you, mate. You're killing it.
I would just order takeout every single meal. I then realised I spent $22,000 on takeout last year, which was just disgusting.
Holy shit, that's $400 a week. Don't get me wrong, I'd love to do that for a week. How delicious. But I notice when I'm off my diet and I really go hard for a weekend that by the end of it, I'm just like, get me back to the good stuff. Get me back to the things that actually make me feel good. Because if you start eating like enormous amounts of calories and heaps of sugar and all that shit, you feel terrible. And if that's how I feel after a weekend, imagine how someone who's 300 kilos feels. You just feel so bad. And you get to the point where you just go, how can I possibly improve? There's no way. And you give up. And then you die. And that's what a lot of people are facing. Not fucking Casey though. Not her. It's so easy to be weak and give in to temptation and listen to people who tell you that you're perfect in every way. Fuck that. Listen to Casey. Go after what she's going after. Improve yourself and live longer, ladies and gentlemen, and be healthier. Don't listen to the bullshit. Fucking get after it. You can do it. You don't have to spend any money. Walk. If you're huge, just walk and eat less calories. That's all you have to do. You don't have to buy books. You don't have to do anything. Just walk and eat less. Educate yourself on diet and the mechanisms involved. And do it slowly and build up to harder challenges. You will overcome them if you just don't fucking give up. Be like Casey. Strive for what you really want. Fight like your life depends on it. Because for her, it does. Ladies and gentlemen, be a good motherfucker. Peace in the Middle East. Me dick stinks. Toodaloo, au revoir. Bye bye.